Hi guys, this is just a quickie little educational video. So here's gold futures, micro gold futures. They just recently hit a high of over 400, around $4,009. Is crazy now, pulling back a little bit. But these are some of the indicators I show. Little custom indicators. Here's the moving average ribbon with the BPTMA Deluxe colored by slope. I like this because you can see it's kind of like a ribbon, and when it pinches, you find good buy opportunities. And when it gets too expanded, like you see here, things are stretched and you get a little pullback like we're getting. Get this volume indicator. The white volume bars are capitulation selling. So on a pullback, I like looking at those. I'm not going to go into all these other colors, but I like the white ones are one of my primary ones I look at. Uh, anyway, what I like to do when I trade futures, I like to look at multiple time frames. So here's a 5-minute, 3-minute, 1-minute. So let me add some tracking here just to make this easier. So you had just a perfect setup here. So actually, let me redo that again. Tracking workspace. Okay. So this is the resistance cycle. Whenever it's this pink with this magenta color, when it's the cyan color, that's support cycle. It's one of my favorite indicators, quite honestly. It's so unique among indicators. It's not like MACD or RSI. It's almost like an Elliott wave type thing. It's really unique how it works. But anyway, so it's a resistance cycle. So here you see on the 5-minute, you broke through the resistance cycle. Okay, now you could buy the breakout, but honestly, whenever you take out resistance, what does it become? A lot of times it becomes support, and a lot of times it's back tested or nearly back tested. So you can see it breaking out of resistance, back testing here. Yes, you could have got a low risk trade there, but broke out. You got a little DeMark 9 there. Then you pulled back. You got pretty close to the resistance cycle, which became support, as you can see right here on the 5-minute. Okay. At the same time, you had your moving average ribbon pinching, and notice you had these white volume bars, so capitulation selling. So you had volume, you had sellers exhausting themselves, and you're near support. So this is a very low risk buy. You could have put a buy stop here, maybe over this candle. Okay, so you could have just used this chart on its own. All right, you had everything. You had your capitulation selling, you had your moving average ribbon pinch, you were pulling back near the previous resistance cycle, became support. All right, but at the same time, on that pullback, here's the 3-minute. Now it didn't hold the support resistance cycle, but you had your moving average ribbon pinch and you had your volume capitulation. Right now, this is why I like multiple time frames. Here's the 1-minute. You see on the 1-minute, you had a support cycle here, and you had a DeMark 9. So on that pullback, you see I had your DeMark 9. So whenever I'm pull back to a cycle support and I'm holding it, that's generally a good buy. And at the same time, you had your little white volume bars there, capitulation. So exceedingly low risk buy here. Could have just bought around this range, put a stop, just below the support cycle. And then you had a great move up. You can see price rallied up, took out the resistance cycle. So that was yet another breakout. We had a pretty good move. You can see again, we pulled back from this recent high from the DeMark 13 here on the 3-minute, but it could be flagging and maybe we go again. Crazy where gold is these days, but honestly, all that's been happening, I'm not surprised. Okay, anyways, that's just a quickie. Let's see what happens today. Talk to you later.